Doing well this morning, this Friday morning, almost the weekend. I just thought I'd give you a very quick debrief from club last night. Looking a bit tired. I don't get back till about 11 o'clock. And having tidied up courts and all that kind of stuff and shuttles. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a wee debrief. I already kind of did a bit of this last night, as I always do, try and unwind at the end of a club night. So I come back with my 4 tubes of AS30s. So busy night, 31 people, really good standard. So there's pretty hard hitters for sure. Some really tough rallies and that kind of thing. So I was interested to see kind of debrief the humidomes. So yesterday morning I kind of rehydrated them. These little capsules, they do dry out, and you just put them in a sink of water for a few hours, and they kind of rehydrate and blow back up again, which is really good. Opened up a new tube, opened up the 4 tubes, which we can go through on a busy night, but not often. It's 4 tubes, as I would say, is a lot, but 31 people, 5 courts, 6. I think we had 5 courts, 4 people, 20, and 11 off. So 31 people on the club night at Edinburgh is quite busy. So yeah, it was a really good night, and the shuttles were hit pretty hard. So I just wanted to give you a true kind of life situation. I suppose the first things to know is that badminton feathers are goose feather, right? So they're birds. So when you play a good standard, I think everybody wants to play with a good shuttle, and most people, when they start a game, they want to start it with a new shuttle. It's just it's a bit of a habit that people, I guess, they're into. But so I just wanted to kind of, I'll go through them. Really, I'll go through them. I was really impressed. I think that probably the first thing, another thing to say probably is that I put them on yesterday morning, opened the tubes, take the wrap off them, put these humidomes on the top of them, and I've left them in the bag all day, kind of in preparation. So at club, I know the 4 new tubes of club shuttles have these humidomes on them. So they've kind of sat there for about 8 hours. I think the first thing probably I noticed is that they're slightly heavier. I would say the shuttles were playing quite fast last night, actually, and although people were saying the hole was warm, and I know that affects the speed as well, but they definitely distinctly feel a bit heavier, like they've absorbed the liquid. And like I say, in these bones, excuse me, I'll flip to another screen here. 1 second, let's see if I can get the right one. There we are. So they're pretty they feel they flip black into place. They don't feel brittle. They don't feel like they would snap. So there's one. Probably 2. I'm not suggesting that people would kind of necessarily come to a club and play with used shuttles at the start of games. But if you're conscious about how much life you get out of a shuttle, to my mind, that is still a very playable shuttle. There's still a few points in that. But unfortunately, people are just in the habit here. I won't bore you with the detail of opening them all. But in my experience of doing this for club, what tends to happen at the end of a club night is that if you are that person that goes through the shuttles, you'll know. The most common thing is almost a brand new shuttle with a feather missing, with a single feather missing, and what I'm not seeing in these shuttles is feathers snapped at all. Like, I'm talking at all. Look at that shuttle is perfectly playable. So like I say, I'm not suggesting, I mean, these humidomes cost around £25 per humidome. So I think at a push you could get another life if you're at that kind of club where people aren't. I mean, look at that. That is virtually a brand new shuttle, and it's gone. The feathers, it's been hit, and somebody said, that's not a new shuttle, let's not start a game with that. It's maybe started flying a little bit off or something like that. That's probably the worst of the lot, right? But these aren't, I'm not finding loads and loads of shuttles with pieces missing out of them. So I have to tell you, you kind of sit on the fence with these kind of things. And if nothing else, right, something that would normally go, look at that shuttle. Something else that would normally go to kids coaching and the feathers we're missing and that kind of thing, and you know, you're gonna donate it to somebody, and it's just, you know, look at them. That's incredible. So they're £25 each. So I mean, the 4 tube originally cost me £100 for the 4, and that was around 2 years ago. So I can't help but recommend them all. Like I say, I won't bore you with them all, but you really get the general idea that they are pretty pristine. And if you're not like me, with a bunch of people who think they are absolutely phenomenal, people who think that they grow on trees and they aren't attached to birds at some point. I'm torn with that subject, to be honest with you. You know, environmentally, it's actually not an environmental thing I have a problem with, really. It's more human kind of care, you know, the birds, God. But I just wish they could find a substitute which was not quite so feels inhumane. That's what I would say. And it's like I say, but if you can get more life out of your feathers, if you could get in this, I would say, put it out there. I would say that if you pushed hard and said, I'm not buying any shuttles this week at all, any new shuttles until these are gone, people would live with them. I reckon at least for an hour's worth of shuttle, with an hour's worth. So anyway, I won't bore you with the other 2 tubes. I've opened 2 already. I think the results kind of show for themselves. There's definitely another club night out of there. 4 tubes, £20 a tube, £80. Probably 80 or 90 pounds of shuttles, which have still now got life in them. So I can't help recommend them enough. Just reach out to me, Martin Hargrave, and I can square you up with a supplier for humidomes. So anyway, I hope that's of interest. Again, I always say probably not to very many, but maybe a few, and I apologize for my wrinkles and my tired eyes. I hope you'll have a great day, and I hope you enjoy. Take care.